Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael's Uber one rental at a time, and I'm back with my good friend, the Lumberjack Landlord. And this is going to be the episode where if you pay attention and you do the action items and you kind of follow us, you're going to make a lot of money. And before we get into that, let's welcome Matt to the show. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing awesome. I feel better after that last segment.
Yeah, I actually do I feel like a weight came off my shoulder because I was mad for 24 hours. Yeah. Was I mad? Yeah, I was mad.
Yeah. I had to shed a little bit of the stupid off of me, off of watching that stupid video. But yeah, I mean, it's still a little bit angry because, it can still hurt people. Yeah. That video will hurt people. But yeah, feel better now. Thanks for asking.
Awesome. So what I want to talk about here is a real estate slowdown. Again, I will say it again, real estate slowdown does not equal crash. And if we want to put a crash into context, a 40% drop in value would be, I would call that a crash. Shoot, I will call a 25% drop in values a crash.
Totally agree with you.
But that is not where we're going. We are going into a housing slowdown. What makes up a housing slowdown, you ask? Increasing supply, demand retreating, unrealistic prices because owners think their house is special, days on market double or tripling. All of these factors, which the media is going to spin up into the world is ending. And all we are going from is the most extreme seller's market we've ever had with only 1 million homes available, which should have been 3.3. So do the math. That's a third of what should have been there, to a more balanced market. We will probably not even get to 3 million available homes, which again, in normal times would be called a seller's market. But when you go from 1 million to 2 to 2.5, that's going to feel different and you're going to be able to find deals. So it's been a while since I've been this excited about a market. So I know you've been doing some work and you've actually just bought a deal 20% under list price. So let's talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, so property started at $399.
And what was it? A duplex? Quad?
It was, duplex, three bedrooms, 1 bath on each side.
Okay.
It was just overpriced. It was a smaller 3-bed, 1 bath each side.
Okay.
But it was right downtown, great area, close to all the shops and the restaurants and even the train. If you need to jump on the train and get up and down the seacoast, awesome.
Yeah. So hold on. I want to talk about this because this is you don't realize, but you've just come out with step 1 of a housing slowdown. And that actually starts with the listing. Again, folks, these are on the MLS. People in my course are getting deals today because they're doing the work. Yeah. So somebody decides they want to sell. What have they been hearing for the last year? Housing is hot, over asking, waiving conditions, blah, 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 blah. And everybody thinks their house or their duplex in this case is extra special because they're the owner, right? Yeah. So they call their local real estate agent who sells 5 homes a year and doesn't have a backbone to push back against a stupid price. So, okay. So somebody brings out a 320 or whatever it is, duplex at $399. I'm just making stuff up. Yeah. But that's where this starts. People put it out at stupid prices. And then guess what? Nothing happens. So why don't you go ahead and continue? Sorry.
So no, you're dead on. So it's really funny. We didn't even talk about this. So you just said 5 houses a year.
Right.
This guy has done in the last 24 months because if you see my face, I'm looking you up.
Yeah.
I look up every one of these brokers that list these houses to see how much experience they have.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's like a 9th grader on the schoolyard against a kindergartner. Yeah. Sometimes it's crazy. But I look them up, Mike, so 5 a year is what you just said. So that's 10 in 2 years.
Yeah.
17 in 2 years.
Oh, wow. There you go.
And not only was it 17 in 2 years, 2 out of those 17 were in this market. 2.
Yeah, you got him. Yep.
2. Yep. Completely overpriced, ridiculously so. Here's what's really amazing. So this was a total. So we always talk about network being your net worth, right?
Yep.
I get a call from a tenant's boyfriend, not my tenant, but my tenant's boyfriend, who is actually an investor around here. And he actually calls me and says, "Hey, I know that this is kind of like what you like to look at." I was like, "It is. Sure. Let's go look at it." We look at it, we walk through it, listed for $399. They just had done a price drop to $349.
Ooh, 50K. Okay.
Yep. And then he looks at me and he goes, "But I talked to the broker. They just want to be done. Cash deal. What's the best you can do?"
Okay.
So I offered something really obnoxious. I was like, if I get it for this deal, Mike will finally get the email from me that says I quit.
That
I
good.
quit my real job. Yeah. So I offered 265.
There you go.
Ridiculous offer, completely ridiculous. We finished at 287.
Yeah. So there's a couple of things I want to highlight there. So actually in our Facebook group, I think you saw this question. I think the question went something like this. Have you ever written an offer that you knew was stupid or something like that?
Yeah, almost every time.
Yeah. So actually, again, right, I'm the nice guy, right? So I think every offer I write is fair because again, I write the offer based on what I need to create a great deal. And I don't feel bad about it, right? If you're listed at $499, but I do my math and my number is 265, I don't care, right? All I can pay is 265. I'm not beholden to some mythical, stupid price. I only write great offers. And that means usually I write under asking. And sometimes I write a lot under asking. I want people to hear this. I probably write more offers that are 30% under asking than I write at asking.
Yeah, I'd say I'm the same way. Yep. I'd say in the same. Oh, especially Mike, but especially in this market.
Especially in this market.
Because this market just further exacerbates the problem. Like $399, had he gotten $399 for this house, I would have put every duplex I had on the market.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that price per square foot was absurd. It was crazy, crazy. So I would have taken it in a second. Yeah. And again, it's just one of those things where I'm doing the work. People know what my buy box is. People know the type of units that I like. People know that I'm not looking for cookie cutter or done, that I'm ready to go in there and I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and do some work. Mike, the three most expensive things that we look at in a house, what would those three most expensive projects, sorry to put you on the spot. What are the three most expensive projects that you look at that you say, Matt, these I think are the three most expensive things to do?
Roof. For sure, if I need to put on a new roof. And then it's for me if I have to gut kitchens and baths.
And then for us in the Northeast, it's heating systems.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
So for us, it's really three. It's really roof and then heating systems, because a roof is, can 15 to 25,000. A heating system is anywhere from 10 to 15,000, and kitchens, 10 to 12,000, right about there for those. Yeah. So the roof is 2 years old. The heating system is 11 months old.
So not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Like I've never bought a house that had that new of a heating system ever. Even in my primary residence, I've never bought a house with a heating system that was that new. Wow. And so the only thing that was left was kitchens and baths. And they were like, all right. But honestly, we'll put in new kitchens and it's going to be beautiful because the location is literally a 5-minute walk to the train.
Yeah.
Like it's a perfect commuter location. So to that end, just homework.
Yeah. I want to, again, step back to where you are, right? So again, if you're doing the work in your market, you're seeing stuff age out, you saw a price drop, it's time to write an offer. So again, you do the math, you decide that 265 is your number, write the offer. Don't second guess yourself, write the offer. Yep. Three things will happen. One is they will tell you to F off. Great. They're not motivated. Congratulations.
Welcome to Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. But again, some people wig out at that. It's like, it's okay. The seller can say no.
Sure.
Two, they'll counter, which it sounds like they did in this case. Or three, they'll accept your offer. Those are the only three things that can happen.
And you know what? And none of them are bad.
No,
they just aren't. None of them
you learn something either way.
Every time. And that's the thing is, maybe we counter, maybe it doesn't work out, and then I still get the deal later. That happened to me earlier this year where I was in second place. I circled back with the guy, like we talk about. I circled back with the guy and he's like, yeah, I don't think this other guy's going to be able to close. Do you want it for the same price? And I was like, yes, I do. Yeah. He's like, will you sign a P&S right now? I said, yes, I will.
There you go.
Will you give me a deposit check? Yes, I will. Yeah. Sounds good.
No problem.
Yes, yes, and done. So yeah, people don't need to be afraid. Like, don't get the reputation as a jackass that only writes bad offers. Yeah. But if your agent is doing their job, they're bringing to that other agent the justification for your number. Yeah. And that's what has to happen which is, listen, he likes the house. He thinks it's in a good area. Obviously, those are all things that you know. That being said, based on the kitchens and the baths and this and that and the other, he understands how much work is going to have to go into it. And this is why the offer is what the offer is. Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. And again, I hope people hear that, right? Because again, what I'm trying to teach you in the course, how to get started one rental at a time, is to do the math and justification. We don't write offers. We don't pick numbers out of our, at 265 was, you had logic. And oh, by the way, you told the agent your logic so that they can tell the seller. And then the seller has a choice. They can agree, disagree, or counter, right? You want 20 grand for a kitchen? I think it's more like 12. I mean, at least we can have a discussion.
Yes. Yep. That was the whole thing. It was creating a dialogue. It was having a
Exactly.
conversation. The right agent will have that conversation with the listing agent. And you know what was really funny was the listing agent. I mean, Mike, we went back and forth. I literally negotiated this deal over about an hour and a half via text. That's how we didn't even have a phone call. It was literally all via text. I was like, this is the number and here's why. And they would come back and it was a number. Literally, I think we went back 4 or 5 times. I think he went to like 319 and then 304 and then 295. And I was at 280. And I was like, listen, I'll be a nice guy, but we're done at 287.5. I'll split the difference with you and we're done. And that's where we ended up, 287.5.
Yeah. And you'll close in 10 days and you'll own it.
Even better is I wanted a 30-day close because I'm still going to finance it. I gave them the offer. I said, you can have 287.5 and we close at the end of August.
Yeah.
Or you can have 280 and I'll close in 14 days.
Yeah. Close.
And they picked the 287. I was like, okay, fine.
Okay. There you go.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. Wow, that's all. So again, the other thing I want people to realize what's going to go on in a changing housing market is some sellers, again, let's go back to the beginning, right? Seller thinks their duplex is special, listed at $399. Maybe they do one price drop to $379 or $349 or whatever, and still no nibbles. Some people are going to take their houses off the market. They're going to keep the duplex. They're not motivated.
100%. And Mike, we always talk about hyper local, right? Hyper local market. So in the town next door, there was an open house on Saturday, and we're thinking lower open house traffic, fewer offers, blah, blah, blah. 80 people at the open house, wow. 17 offers. It was brought on for $650 and it sold $750.
Oh, there you go.
So the one for affordability in my market, obviously we're seeing why that's true.
Yeah.
But that property was perfection.
Exactly.
It was perfection.
The top 10% will still sell.
It was perfection. It was flawless. It had location. It had product. I mean, it was dialed. Good for them. It was dialed in. And that's why they got almost 20% over ask. They deserved it.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah. So again, I want people to realize the housing slowdown is your opportunity to get a return on effort.
Yes.
If you have focus and daily discipline, the next 60 days should be learning, buy the course, join the group, all of that stuff, but do the work. It's not luck. If you tell me I'm lucky again, I hate that. I have done the work longer than most, and I will continue doing the effort going forward. People don't realize what's in my course, the first 2 sections, I do that every day. Mm-hmm. And why? Because it's the only way I know how to operate. I don't know how else to track my market for buying affordable rentals than to look every day.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that 20 minutes a day after I stop buying.
You're not going to stop buying.
Yeah, I can't envision,
stop it.
Yeah, exactly. I can't envision what that looks like. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll work out. I doubt it.
Yeah. I'm going to walk from the couch to the mailbox.
Exactly. Probably. I don't even need the mailbox anymore, Mike. It's all Venmo nowadays.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's beautiful.
Well, do me a favor. How can people follow you, be part of your world? And of course, they got to get the course, which you have created some house hacking material for. So
yeah, Mike, this is the opportunity. This is the market where house hacking crushes. It absolutely crushes. This is the market. One of my first purchases was a condo that I house hacked. And I couldn't afford the condo without showing that I was going to make $1,000 a month on the renter.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford it. And so we did that deal. So yeah, house hacking in your awesome course, one rental at a time. And then lumberjacklandlord.com, lumberjack landlord on YouTube. And we are just dialing in the fun all the time.
There you go, brother. Well, episode number 3, folks, we're going to talk about a topic I get asked a lot about, and that is getting to 4 rentals and why that's life-changing. So stay tuned for episode number 3. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.